Hey everybody, and this is my review of episode number 11 of Reign of King, the episode that aired on March the 3rd of 2012, and let's get right into it. Quick recap of what happened on the previous episode: Brutus Magnus winning the Battle Royal, and the contract offer from the boss. So we kicked the show off with... Hold on, let me see this real quick. Oh, okay. Anyway, it starts off with Harbhajan Singh coming to the ring, telling us about the upcoming title match between Brutus Magnus and Matt Morgan. So we go to the back, and Ram is with Jazzy LaHoria, and he talks about, or he asks him about the contract, and then here comes Magnus, Dutt, Steiner, and Abyss, and Brutus Magnus tells him that the boss is on his way to the arena. So we start our first match with Zema Ion against Birdman. Sorry, I just like doing that. Pagal Parinda. And I'll tell you, I thought that this would be a high-flying match, but instead it was just a regular wrestling match, which sort of surprised me because I know Zema Ion can fly, and Pagal Parinda, I know that he could fly a bit. This was an okay match. Like I said, I was a little bit surprised that they didn't do a lot of high-flying moves, but Parinda did get the win with the moonsault. After the match, Sanjay Dutt comes down to the ring, and he talks in his language, and Parinda and Dutt have a fight, which leads to Dutt rolling out to the floor. Parinda flies over the top and lands on Sanjay Dutt. So we cut to outside the arena, and here comes this white Jeep. And, they're wondering who it is, and the door opens, and they're like, oh my God, it's Jeff Jarrett from the DNA! Yes, it is Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett is now at Reign of King. So after a quick commercial, we come back. Harbhajan Singh is with the announcers, and then they show us a video package of the feud between Mickie James and Raisha Saeed. Now, this leads to the next match, which is Raisha Saeed against Mickie James. And this was a good match. Of course, Raisha had the Sheiks in her corner. Mickie James had the Bollywood Boys in her corner. Now, at first, Mickie James gets a couple of quick near falls, but then Raisha takes advantage. She has control for a little bit. Now, at the end of the match, one of the Sheiks pulls the leg of Mickie James. And then a minute later, Mickie James comes back, does a drop kick, hits both the Sheiks. So the Sheiks roll right into the ring, and then the Bollywood Boys roll into the ring, and we have a fight between the Sheiks and the Bollywood Boys. So no DQ. This match continues. And Raisha attempts her finishing move, but Mickie James reverses it. She hits it with the jumping DDT. 1, 2, 3. Mickie James gets the win over Raisha Saeed. Like I said, it was a good match between those two. So after that, we get a video package of Brutus Magnus and Matt Morgan when they compete on the next episode of Reign of King. Now, after that, we cut back to the locker room where Jeff Jarrett's in the locker room with Abyss, Steiner, Magnus, and Dutt. Steiner catches one of the cameramen and says, "Get out of here!" Excuse me. Get here! Get out of here! So after that, we go back to the ring for our next match. Barood and Romeo Rapta against Scott Steiner and Abyss. And this is just a one-sided ass beating. I mean, Steiner and Abyss just beat the crap out of these two guys. No offense whatsoever from Barood and Rapta. Steiner and Abyss obviously get the win with the Steiner recliner, black hole slam. And after the match, I loved this. I absolutely loved this. Scott Steiner again goes into the crowd, goes after the fans, and he almost makes it to the upper level of the arena. And it is so great because all these people, they're running for their lives. It is absolutely great. I love when they do this kind of stuff. It's too bad they can't get away with it here in the U.S. Over in India, they can get away with it. It's like they're getting away with murder. They do it here in America, nothing happens. You know, like the American fans, when the wrestlers get into the crowd, you know, they're cheering, you know. In India, they got it right. You know, when a wrestler comes, you know, near you, you run the hell out of there. And it begs to wonder, who's the crazier of the two? Abyss or Scott Steiner? You be the judge. So after the match, Abyss and Scott Steiner attack the poor referee, and then we cut right back to the ring after the commercial, as it is now time for the supposed contract signing of Jeff Jarrett getting control of Ring Ka King. So Jazzy La Horia comes out first, and then Jeff Jarrett comes out with his group, and Jarrett is acting a little bit different. He's shaking hands with all the people of India, or well, not all the people of India. If he did that, he'd still be there. But anyway, you know, shaking the hand with the fans, they go into the ring. Now, Jeff Jarrett goes into this little speech about how impressed he is with Ring Ka King, how they've been doing, despite, you know, being the country of India, and that he's going to take Ring Ka King to the next level, and his family's been in the business for 70 plus years. So he signs his name on the contract. And then it's given to Jazzy La Horia. So he then goes into his little speech, and he basically says no, and the crowd loves it. And then Sanjay Dutt goes over, and, you know, he's telling him, sign the contract, sign the contract, sign the contract. And then Scott Steiner pulls him up, and he's like, you sign the contract, you son of a bitch! Sign the contract! And Jazzy thinks about it. He's got the pen in his hand. And then he's like, never, 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 never. And then Abyss comes over, and he's got his hand around Jazzy's throat like he's going to choke slam him. He takes him to the mat, and Jazzy has this scared look, you know, about what's going to happen. And then he drops the pen, takes the contract, rips the contract apart, basically saying he's not giving Ring Ka King to Jeff Jarrett. So then, after a moment, Jarrett and Jazzy La Horia shake hands in the ring, and then Jarrett punches Jazzy La Horia, you know, gives him a good right punch, goes down, and then, you know, they start beating up Jazzy La Horia. Jarrett gets a chair, chair shot to Jazzy La Horia. La Horia bleeds, and this is very interesting. They went to black and white. You remember how a couple years ago, WWE Classics on Demand, whenever they had a match where somebody was bleeding, they changed it to black and white. That's what they did here. And then all of a sudden, Harbhajan Singh and Deadly Danda come out. Finally, where was the help when Jazzy needed it 5 minutes ago? And Harbhajan Singh gets into Jeff Jarrett's face. They have an argument, a war of words, and that's basically the end of Ring Ka King. Now, the preview they show for the next episode is Brutus Magnus, Matt Morgan for the Ring Ka King heavyweight title. Now, this show, like I said, I really enjoyed the women's match. Loved that final segment with the contract signing. Really enjoyed it. That first match is skippable. The final match is just just beating the crap out of two guys. But for the most part, it's a good show. This actually is the first Ring Ka King episode where the final segment is not a match. I wanted to point that out. They had gone through 10 episodes. 10 episodes. And on the 11th one, they end with a non-wrestling segment, which actually shows that, you know, they really are focusing on the wrestling with Ring Ka King. And the one thing that I felt I was a little bit disappointed about was they didn't build up any more on the Magnus Morgan match that's going to happen on the next episode, because it's for the Ring to King heavyweight title. You know, you got to build it up. I would assume. You know, so overall, good show. Really did a good job with the video packages, I thought. Raisha and Mickie James was a good match. The final segment was very good. Opening match is skippable. The tag match is just one lopsided, beatdown. But overall, good show. Next episode has the Ring to King heavyweight title match of Brutus Magnus challenging Matt Morgan for the belt.